Okay guys, back for another cast on the Sorcerer. So, just gonna make my way in here. Multiplayer, local area. So, what I've done since last time where I cleared, what was it? It was caves on nightmare difficulty. I'm currently on nightmare difficulty as well, and this time I'm going straight to hell. Yeah, sounds dramatic, but it's the way to go if I want to keep getting good experience. So as last time, it's gonna be fireball, chain lightning, stone curse, and teleport as my 4 hotkeys. And yeah, I'm pretty much ready. I think I'll take a quick trip up to the witch to sort of replenish my mana. I have a few gold left, 695. That should let me pretty much a full inventory of half mana pots. So what did I spend my gold on? I think I had a little over 100,000. I think it was primarily elixirs. For instance, my strength was probably maybe 20 or 17 last time. Now it's 20. And I think I got a few magic and a few dexterity as well. The witches, you can find them fairly rarely in the dungeon below, and especially at nightmare and hell difficulty. You can find the 3 of them: strength, magic, dexterity. Vitality you can only find in the
I sense a soul in search of
well, you
answers.
can find all 4 in the dungeon. But
I sense a
Adria here
soul
only
in search
sells,
of
3
answers.
first. Maybe she even has one now. Nope. She doesn't have anything at all except the mana that I want, so that's just fine. And you could say that, yeah, the money was pretty well cut. I got a full inventory and 95 gold as a surplus. So I'm gonna use the same tactic as I used when I did caves, which means, yeah, cast my mana shield. Always go down with the mana shield first, as I haven't bound it as a hotkey. And then I'm gonna take it really easy, especially in the beginning. Because I don't want too much aggro right now. I'm even gonna cast my vision, so I have a chance to see mobs a little bit ahead. So lots of mobs down there. So these dogs are they are top tier, by the way, of yeah. It looks like they don't like lightning much all the time. You'll have to kill a few in order to realize that. So yeah, interesting start here. About the dog, I think it's called well, I call them dogs. They look like red dogs. They're called lava moors. I think they are top tier of that kind of mob, and I have a hard time getting away from them when I get hit, as you might experience in the beginnings from this one over here. I was almost about to escape. Yeah, quit Diablo or a new game or something like that. Like I said, it's like a it works like the same effect. Because my armor cost is so bad, so if one of them actually hit me, my chance of getting away is close to 0. The mob will hit me every single time, and that means I get stunned and sort of get pulled back versus the mob. I've found out by experience that the lava moss especially, the only chance you actually have of sort of getting out of its claws, really, where it hits me every single time, is to go down like this. So let's say if the mob is, if this sort of, if the gold pile here is a lava maw, then it doesn't help to try to go this way. If I could, I can't now because there's a wall. It'll keep sort of, don't turn your back on it. You'll have to sort of go around it and then go down like this. It's like it's missing a shot. Yeah, it's a little frustrating with the mobs. And what the frustration comes from that they're all sort of ranged. Sure, they can hit you if they get up close, but they prefer to, spit this acid at me or use, I think it's Inferno that the other guys are using. So they are sort of maybe not even intended sort of. Maybe not intentionally, they're sort of kiting me really. Yeah, interesting finding a rags down here. It's the worst possible armor of all. Oh, it's indestructible, great. But normally it'll have 6, I think, durability, and that's a lot more armor. A good thing, by the way, when you're sort of in the corner, when your infravision obviously have run out. I didn't see these guys before I attacked them. Is just gonna pick up the skull. I'm gonna show you about the corner here. So if you don't know if there's any mobs around, it'll be sort of a little stupid to just go around the corner as close to the mobs as possible. So what you should do if you have any doubts if the area is cleared, especially when you have mobs like the lava maws that sort of keep me stunlocked, is that make a larger swing like this. So this way when you come around the corner, you have more sort of distance to the mobs. Further, I think I've explained last or the time before about chain lightning. Chain lightning is only really sort of powerful when you have all the mobs coming at you in the same direction. That's pretty much where you see none of the lightning are going behind me. They will eventually, when the mobs sort of surround me, then some of the lightning will go behind. So it's a lot about positioning when you're using chain lightning. Funnel the mobs towards you, so they go into sort of all of the lightnings. And that's why I probably want to clear south here before I go over here, because I want to try and keep my lightnings sort of concentrated. Let's call it concentrated fire, but yeah, concentrated lightning. So there was a cauldron. Never take a cauldron. It can be like the worst possible shrines of all. 10% of your mana permanently. As you can see, I'm trying to walk down. I don't know if it was that obvious, but it's like when you go down, it's like you have way better chance for the mob not to hit you, and it goes especially for these the lava maws. And yeah, sure, I'll take a plate mail, no problem. Even if it's white, it's probably around 2,000. There we go. So, yeah, definitely time to fill up my belt. Yeah, and I just had a sip of brown mana, so my coffee. Let's see. Should actually just be able to have all the items here. But to be honest, if I get sort of overloaded in my inventory, then I'm gonna drop this armor over this because this I don't think is worth much, to be honest, even though it's a magic item. So constantly sort of trying to position myself so after coming in one direction. And as more and more the mobs die, the lightning becomes more frontal. So I'm just gonna check. I started out at, I think it was 10.6 million and I'm 11.1. So around 500,000 experience so far. For half a level, maybe more. Or nightmare difficulty. Phasing, by the way, is a bit of a rem spell. I can show you what it's all about. It'll sort of teleport you in a random direction, so it's very an unsecure spell, you could say, to use. It's like the discount version of teleport, really. But yeah, I'll take any spell, and it has to do with later that I can try and find some shrines that can upgrade all my spells, but I'll take it when I get there. I have to learn a lot more stuff before I start trying to do that. So mainly I'm losing all my mana to the lightning spell. Here you can see again, as the mob was trying to hit me, I'm going south, so in a, what we call it, not in a non-straight line. So, I cornered myself, that's what you have to teleport for. Get out of there. It means I sort of lost aggro as well. And I think there was this one, Elixir Magic, yes please. It's like finding 5,000 gold, really. So it'll give me 1 extra magic, and that's the same as 2 extra mana points. There we go. Oh, and there was an elixir of dexterity as well. Not bad. And yeah, I'm gonna drop this armor and then get the bow instead. And as you can see again, when I was about to get yeah, I definitely don't want that with these guys. So watch go, he's there. So yeah, one mana pot left. I'm not gonna be able to clear, I think, the final part of the level. This was really so up to town. And I will most likely have lost aggro. So as you can see with my hit points, I got hit once by one of the ranged attacks. It was like, yeah, you do the math here. What's 53 hit points? So more than half of my hit points. I can't afford to be hit twice if I lose my mana shield. But it was stupid of me. There was no reason to. I should have gone up before when I'm.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Let's identify. Nice bow. Very nice bow if I've had a bow. It's pretty good stats, really. Yeah. So, yeah, gold is gold. And you know what? Yeah, I could heal myself, but I'm lazy. So I'm just gonna...
What ails you, my friend?
You can always get this freebie from him.
Well, what can I do for you?
Just gonna repair. And as you can see, the plate is taking a bit of damage here from especially the dogs, I think. I'm gonna bring another scroll of infravision. I'm probably not gonna use it here, but so I have it for the next level, or the level after the one that I'm currently clearing. But all of this sort of shows
I
that
sense a soul in search of answers.
He's a little bit too squishy maybe from this area. I don't know if the game sort of intended. I could probably do caves or maybe even some lower level. Just gonna buy the books that she has, by the way. And by that I mean that
I sense a soul in search of answers.
if you bring a full load of mana, as I did, and
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Map that you're on, then it's a bit of a sign in my book that maybe you're a little bit too squishy for being here in the first place. I think Sorcerer can manage. Warrior and Rogue would probably struggle more at this level. But yeah, it's possible. It's doable, but you need a lot of caution here. So there was a couple of stragglers hunting me.
I cannot carry any more.
Fair enough. And the reason why he's saying that he cannot carry anymore is because I almost had a full stack of gold, and the amount of gold that I picked up was larger than to fill up this stack with 5,000. So it will not sort of auto stack it, and yeah, make room for another stack. It's not the way it works. The armor, I'm not gonna pick it up. Yeah, if I had room, sure, but I don't. as you can see, as I didn't know how many mobs or if there were any mobs left there, I'm doing like a huge detour in order to see if anyone's home. Another good thing you can do here is so I'm not that scared of the big guys here because they will usually try to mainly use that's what it's called, the spell. Inferno. I can actually get it as a spell myself. And while they're casting this Inferno that doesn't give a lot of damage, I can show you, I think it's this one now. They're doing this spell that is they're trying to do that on me, but yeah, it's a sucky spell. So, but while they're trying to do that, they are not hitting me with their melee attack. So, whereas the dogs here, they will always, when they get close to you, or the lava moss, they will always try to melee or claw you when they get close, and that's my big weakness with my crappy armor class. I'm doing like a little test shooting here. It's one thing that chain lightning is good for as well as doing test shooting, because if you try to find the nearest mob, if the mobs are behind a wall or something like that, it'll usually won't work. Or if they are too far away simply, but if they are suddenly in the vicinity, there's a good chance that the lightning will actually show you where. They're really, yeah, Sorcerer's worst nightmare, those doggies. What's this? Infravision? Keep it. Just gonna have a sip of my coffee. So the neighboring zone, or not the zone, but the area in here, it has the exit. It's always formed in this way, like it's a stair down. And usually there aren't any mobs in a room like that. I'm pretty sure to always, actually, not that sure, but as I could see when I was standing next to the room behind the wall, I could see that the room was sort of ending. It wasn't that big, so if the room is this little and there's an exit, there's never any mobs in there. It's like when it's a bit like you're in a state of grace, say you come down. Means when I take this sort of when I go down from the rift, up from this into hell or any other area, you're always in a state of grace, meaning that your light radius will. I think I've seen it maybe once or twice in all the time that I played that you actually got aggro from a mob, so I wouldn't go down there and then just hang around to do my own. But usually they made the game such that your light radius will not trigger any mobs when you enter a sub level, and probably a level above as well if you do it. So yeah, that doesn't sound sure, I know that. But I guess at least they could see the unfairness in that you were going down to that hole and you were slain. That would kind of suck. That's pretty much as unfair as getting a disconnect and die from that, I mean, in World of Warcraft. When you're playing hardcore there. So yeah, almost ran out of mana there. It was a bit weird because the lightning was trying to go inside the wall, but there's nothing on the other side of the wall. So I thought that I was out, there weren't any mobs left, but there was a single doggy. Alrighty, so that's it First level cleared. Hooray. Gonna teleport back. I'm just gonna... And I'm using my my teleport spell here with caution. There's a slight corner here that I haven't explored fully, so I'm trying to do the maps fully, so it's just my OCD, I suppose. Let's see if anyone's home. Yeah, there are. And that's the reason why I think maybe sometimes the daylight will act sort of oddly. Because there could be sort of a few stragglers left that you haven't cleared. So it's a good thing. Maybe that's why I have a bit, well, I won't call it OCD, but it's just to explain that it's important, you know, that you get all the corners cleared. Especially when you're using chain lightning a lot. Right. So already here I have a little bit of an extra space here to work in. And I'm popping the infravision right away. Fireball at the ready. There's also sort of a tactic is that you can, when you really need this sort of initial sort of space, try to make small steps, stop. This way you're sure not to get too much. The higher chance of not getting. On hell difficulty, these sort of red witches, what they are immune to fire. I seem to recall that on lower difficulty levels, like Nightmare, they just resist fire. And it's actually not the same. These and these are two different kinds of sort of two tiers of these witches. The red ones are higher. So there are these sort of melee guys as well. And I got an idea that they are all sort of, maybe they don't like chain lightning. The red ones, so the red, I didn't get to see the name, I'm just calling them witches. But the lowest tier of them they are succubus. Okay, but these guys on the other hand are massive resistance fire, meaning that they take reduced damage from that kind of spell. So I think I got the rhythm now. So succubus, the ones that doesn't glow red, sort of. They don't like lightning, and the drakes or whatever they are, they don't like lightning either. So they'll get some chain lightning, and then the red sort of witches get fireballs instead. And I'm just gonna let them come to me, really. So there's a mix here. As you can see, it's a good way to sort of get them to line up. And with a huge pile of these mobs lying around and a lot of noise from the battle itself, I usually just double check the stack here if there should be an item lying around that I didn't see. There we go. So yeah, this is a bit of a rough spot, and I'm the one kiting them. I mean, I'm moving sort of in a non-straight line, so they won't hit me that much. So again, I'm gonna let them come to me. I think I missed a few. But as I said previously, with the lightning spell, try to have your mobs sort of funnel so they're all. The remaining mobs on the map are in a, sort of the same spot. Oh. Nice shot from her, I'll give her that. I mean, I was standing right next to her and I couldn't hit her. So in the way that I've explored the map, all of the remaining mobs are sort of south or over here to that would be west, I guess. Yeah, I don't want these guys too close to me, to be honest. Especially now that I don't have much mana left. So, I'm gonna go up to town. Get my stuff identified, etc.
This doesn't... Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Der er opdateringer til afslutter oplæser.
I don't know, I just hit some random button combo because I was drinking coffee. I'm doing this with one hand, and I apparently opened some kind of Windows, I don't know.
Well, what can I do for you?
Read stuff aloud from whatever you're seeing, I think. That's why this AI voice came in. So, by the way, always repair when you're in town. And I'm just gonna see if Blacksmith actually had anything of interest, which he does not. I'm gonna pick up a new scroll of information for the level below. The one again that I'm currently clearing.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
And that she has something of interest. She doesn't. So we're gonna drop sort of surplus cash here.
I sense a soul
And
in
when you
search
buy
of
these,
answers.
it's a good thing about, instead of sort of marking this and then buying it, when you're buying the low mana pots, because it's top item she has, you can just hold down the enter key. And this way you'll just get your inventory filled up by using one button. I'm gonna say hello to the cows and then it's back to business. Yeah. When I was up in town with that weird stuff happening from Windows, when I actually pushed wrong button, game was about to tell some kind of story.
I cannot carry anymore.
The story is about Lazarus. That is an NPC that's on the next level. They sort of pre-warning you about him. And you can see here how powerful the chain lightning spell is. All the mobs are on this side of the square and over here in this area, so it's getting all funneled out that way. And I actually got a level, not too bad. Yeah. So my total mana pool is now 624, not too bad. There was a leather armor, I cannot pick it up right now, I'm just gonna leave it for now. And we got room for the leather armor. Yippee. So, well spread out mobs here. So I'm gonna try to funnel them. While I'm doing sort of my fighting specialty of the Sorcerer, or any ranged in this game, or in many games actually. And I can imagine that some players, maybe in the old guard, maybe use their teleport spell more. I prefer not to, especially when now that I'm playing hardcore. It's easy to make a mistake where you sort of eventually teleport into the major pack, and I don't feel like I prefer not to die that way. But yeah, I would say, of course, it's possible if you're a really good sorcerer and you are. It's in my world. It's unnecessary. So yeah, I use the teleport if I'm in trouble and I'm getting cornered by mobs, especially melee mobs. And then when I've made when I expect that I have a full clear of the level, I'm using the teleport to sort of spread around, teleport around to get to the exit, or maybe if there's some kind of item or whatever stuff that I missed out on the map. I'm still being cautiously because, as you can, I'm pretty sure there's, for instance, there's an area here that I haven't explored. And that's the problem with teleport, is that if you're a little bit too hasty with teleporting around, you, like I said, risk getting in a pocket that you didn't explore, or maybe there was a mob following you at some point that lost your light radius and eventually just stopped. So there could be a mob in the middle of nowhere that you forgot about. And let's say it's one of the dogs there, the lava horse, then yeah. And you're pretty low on mana as well, maybe you just wanna, I don't know, go down. I do that sometimes, even though I'm missing out on my mana. But it's just risky, and there's no there we go. Alright. Slaughter when you're in the right position. It's really very satisfying, actually. Okay, so there's a rare mob here. I can see it because they have light radius as well. Not as much as you do, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah, this is how mobs see you could say it. So you're wandering around here with your light radius. So I'm gonna clear the area behind me here. Trying to funnel in the mob in a straight line. Work out pretty good. Can't get to this one though. Oh, no. Cool. And I got the area clip behind, so now I just need the rare mob here. Okay, so there's a huge mix here of 2 different tiers of hellspawn. I call them witches, as I call the lava mobs, but doggies. You know what I mean. Yeah. Hello. Major pack there. So I didn't get to see your name. Star Eye. I think I can just, you know. Oh. And you can stone kill small mobs at the same time. So yeah. Okay, so she's immune to fire. And she dropped extremely crappy loot for her status, you could say, of being a rare mob at this level. It was a Book of Charge Bow with this really low tier spell. It's a level 1 spell. But it's because in her loot, sort of, her loot box, you could say, the items that she can drop there are spell books as well. Also, there could be active plate I'm wearing, which is best in slot. It also dropped for, actually, I think her sister, you could say. I got it from a rare mob as well. Caster type like her. Then I get a Book of Fireball from your average Joe mob here, the Succubus. That's really nice. I sure would like that. Major pack there, so bringing them to me. I think there are more inside, but that'll do for now. So I just wanted to see Fireball. We are talking 13 mana, 96 to 155. Now it's 12 mana, 108 to 174. So very powerful book to get. I haven't really gotten any from the witch when I've been spending my gold. She just didn't have any for sale. So this is a bit of a problem because I got mobs up inside, so we have quite a few. As you can see here, they can funnel right in the kill zone. Instead of started shooting where I was here when I saw them, I'm going up in the corner here due to the chain lightning spell. This way there's a less chance that any of my lightnings will start to go down south because there are mobs down there as well. Probably surviving mobs or mobs that I haven't engaged yet down here. So this way I'm sure that and as you can see, there was one there, for instance. This way I'm sure that or there's a higher probability that all the lightnings will sort of engage in this stacks or mob over here. Just to explain a bit about more explanation about how chain lightning is actually working. So, like I said previously a couple of times, it's a lot about positioning when you're using chain lightning. Other spells as well, but especially chain lightning. Bring our amulet. So what I could do is I can use my... I don't think there are any more mobs down here. But it's a way to sort of be a distance hero here. There was actually one mob left here. It's like there's a wall here. It's just a hidden wall. You can't see it. Like she was locked inside some it's a bug, but it's like there was a wall around her almost, so I could only see her when I was standing right here. You can normally he should be able to walk through here, but as you can see, if I click there, he should go in a straight line. But because there's this sort of invisible wall, he will go around, as there are no paths, sort of. It's good to know that there can be these sort of won't call them wall hacks, but just wall bugs rather. And it can also be a problem if you're doing a sort of a fighting retreat, and all of a sudden you thought you could move somewhere, but then you can't. So just keep that in the back of your head. It's not often there on the maps, but it happens. So there was a single straggler here that I lost, and I should go up to town. I was about to, start teleporting around to get to the exit, but that's way too risky. There's no need to do that, really. Why not go up to town? I need to clear. Well, I don't need to clear, but I'm out of mana.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Amulet. Well, I got better, but it's actually a pretty good amulet. As you can see, it's actually garnet is, I think, maybe from 40 to 50% fire resist and 30 vitality. That would give a warrior. I would get 30 hit points from it, but a warrior would get 60 hit points. So it's a good defensive amulet for, say, a warrior. I have better because I was lucky enough to find this one when I cleared hell on normal, actually.
Well, what can I do for you?
But it was a little painful, but too bad. If I had been really lucky, and I can't complain about my luck so far, but had I been really lucky, then actually I didn't use my provision yet. Just bring one per level. That's usually enough, or should be. But I've been pretty lucky so far. I got this extremely sort of overpowered item that can drop on normal, and I'm very, very lucky that it actually dropped, not to mention my best in slot item here. This is more like normal loot for, I would say, normal, the hell area, normal difficulty. It's more like stuff like this you'll find, and it's still a good item. This is just crazy, really. This is stuff you find on hell difficulty normally. Or normally you'll have to go to hell in order to get it.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Refilling, and if does this elixir of strength, yeah, sure, I'll take it. As the game progresses, I'll have more and more difficulty using my gold, actually. 2 books of mana shield, yeah, you know what, I'll take any book I can find, really.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So yeah, about the gold in the game, it's easy come, easy go. And one of the information, I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have enough gold to replenish fully. It's probably
I
like
sense a
2,000
soul
gold.
in search of answers.
It should be fairly easy to do the math, actually. I can do that. So, total slots, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times 4. I got 40 slots times 50 mana. So that's 2,000 gold in order to fill up fully with half mana pots. And as I can't see any sort of broken pieces of wall, meaning from the exploration, meaning that I should have explored everything. I'm still cautiously. I mean, I could spam teleport like this, just tap around like crazy. But I'm not gonna do it at this difficulty level. If there's any sort of stragglers remaining. Okay, so this is level 15, and level 15 and 16 are always sort of built in the same way. You got 4 sort of main quadrants, and then there's some kind of hallways around. Let's see. Yeah, okay, this sucks, guys. Did something really stupid here. I've just remembered what I don't want now is go. I was just about to abort missions and then step out. Okay, but trying here with my sculptures, they're pretty much the lava version of the Drake, you could say. So if they hit me, they hit pretty fast. I'm gonna get stun locked and I can't get away. I think I can't even handle one of these guys, to be honest, due to my poor armor class. And I didn't really have much room to kite in. But I was about to explain that you've got these 4 quadrants. There's a lot of them down here, by the way, as well. We're doing a lot of test shooting. To be honest, I got way too many here again. I have to sort of spread them out. And as you can see, I have big trouble killing them, actually. Really nasty mobs. I don't know if I can hack these guys. There's just too many of them and too little room to maneuver here. So I'm going up to town because I'm really under a lot of pressure here. It's like the drakes that just won't sort of drop. I'm gonna do one more attempt, but I really cannot take a lot of aggro here. I think I actually... So I managed to dump the aggro almost, and Okay. So I did fire a lot of that Drake already, you could say, but I'd like to test you to see what they like the least. And I think it's fire. Okay, that was a bit of stressing. I must admit I was very close to tapping out because these mobs are just way too rough for me, and I'm pretty lucky I didn't get more aggro than I already got here. Because I was sort of kiting in areas that I hadn't explored yet. But it seems like the drakes here, they are they aren't fan of well, they like they like fireball less than lightning, whereas sort of the red guys, I think they're called Balrogs, they are not fans of lightning, so I have to change a lot of spells here. I think I'm gonna do sort of... okay, nice. So I didn't know if there were any mobs down here, and that just made it so that I have less room to kite in. It's just a bad combo. You got very little room to kite. I don't know what... I haven't seen these mobs before. So I don't know what the mobs... what kind of spells I should use against them. What I was about to explain when I got a bit in trouble here was that this level is always like 4 quadrants. Just moving forward here very cautiously. And I got one of the quadrants sort of cleared now. I could hear I hit some of the drakes, and so I probably got some aggro already. Yeah, I do. Lots, actually. And the other problem with this is that, like I said, they hit very fast, these dragons. They are sort of top tier, those kind of dragons, the blue ones here, the Asia drakes. They hit extremely fast and they hurt a lot, so they can pretty much stun lock me until with the rest of their body. Further, they have this ability that they kite their way up to you, meaning that they sort of move in a... say in a non-straight line. This does show that, you know, the power of Stone Curse, you could say. So inside the first quadrant of the that's where Lazarus is. I'm getting the hang of it now. But 4 quadrants and then some kind of hallways sort of around these 4 quadrants. That's how this map always looks like. So here I thought I Stone Cursed this guy, but I actually hit his body. Stone Curse will work in a way that where you sort of right-click in order to have the spell to have an effect, just like I'm right-clicking now in order to shoot a fireball. If this was Stone Curse and I did like that, it'll take the nearest mob in a certain radius, and that will be the mob that gets the curse. Inside the top left quadrant, this one, you'll always have Lazarus and all his buddies and bodyguards and whatnot. Yeah, it's hard here because if I get too close to the entrance, I'm gonna pretty much stir up the hive in there. So I got sort of the entrance to the next quadrant down here, so I can get aggro from here and down there. And all of a sudden, I got way too many mobs. I really gotta be careful here not to pull too much. And I'm trying to focus on the guys that are my worst foe, and that's definitely the drakes. These guys will be... Oh, wrong spell. These guys will be annoying enough for sure. So they're resistant to fire, they can do and that's the best spell I have against them, so yeah, just caution. Okay, major pack down here. So it says so now when you've killed, I don't know, a few of them, 25, 20 mobs or something, you'll get a little bit of a hint about them. And it said they were resistant to fire and lightning, but as the chain lightning is sort of all over the place, it's better to use a fireball for like fire. This is the down to level 16, but in order to get there, I have to kill Lazarus. Lazarus is not that bad, not if you know how to take him, but... but I prefer to sort of clear the surroundings, so everything can go wrong, of course. Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong eventually, so I prefer to do the surroundings around the quadrant, and now we're sort of heading over to the next quadrant here. The hallways can be different from time to time, and they are. They're sort of random generated, but generally you have these 4 quadrants. And this way, by the way, the chain lightning is showing me that there's a lot of mobs, because most of the lightnings, you can see it's sort of thicker lightning going down there. There's a lot of mobs inside here, and then there's some mobs down there. And that's, I guess, what's to be expected. And yeah, I'm probably a little bit too, well, I am a bit too squishy for this area. So that's why I'm advancing so cautiously. Better cautious than dead. I think if I was just sort of playing for myself and not recording, I would probably take another level. I mean, get more lucky with the mobs. So, going up to town now. I got peace and quiet here. And I actually picked up a scroll of apocalypse. Yeah, I can't see it right here, but that's, I suppose that's one of the... Apocalypse would have been one of the slots, not slobs, that you cannot get as a book, but only as a scroll. It's the same spell that Diablo uses. It's like, looks like a lot of small nukes. I think it's fire damage, maybe magic damage, I'm not sure. I'm not using it because...
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
From using it because it's like an area of effect. Actually.
Well, what can I do for you?
Whatever I found here. It's all very crappy. Gonna repair. I'm just gonna see if the blacksmith got anything else. He didn't. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna take an infravision with. Oh, I got one up by the witch, so I'm just gonna pick that up. I remember I bought one last. It's a good thing when you visit the witch and your character is sort of a little bit over his head, you could say, to keep investing in those infravision scrolls. It's right there, by the way. Oh, and this I'm gonna sell. So I'm gonna start out by selling my...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Yeah, sure. Let's see if she has anything interesting. She has a book of phasing. Yeah, sure. I'll take any books I can get. And yeah, there should be enough gold to fill up my
I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. Yeah, but had I not been recording and I was sort of playing hardcore in my own head still, I prefer to play this game that way. Not all games, but this game as well. It just adds much more sort of excitement to the game. I think that I know that if I fuck up and I die, then yeah, it's over. Then I would probably leave and take an easier level. Well, I would still try and do hell here on Nightmare at this when I'm currently level 29, but because the experience is awesome, and as at hell level difficulty level here where I am now, at least 4 level, meaning then 13, 14, 15, 16. I should be able to. The mobs can drop with the better stats than I have. That's for sure. But I might have taken another level on the same levels really, but the mobs that are generated are random, and the 2 mobs that are generated here are almost the worst I can get.
I have no room.
And again, the reason why it says he said he had no room is that because... There we go. The stack of gold that I picked up would sort of... Yeah, it will just fill too much. It cannot auto-stack itself. So, yeah. Waiting a few seconds extra here to see how much aggro I actually get. Oh, wrong spell. Actually dropped an item, blue item. Just gonna mark that with where are you? There. Teleport, where is the bow? It's there. Just to remind myself in heat of battle that there's some loot I'd like to pick up there. This, by the way, is pretty nice because going down this way, because then I can see that it's sort of cleared here. And it's all, if I want to use my lightning, there's one less direction that the lightning will go in, you could say. It won't go behind me now because there aren't any mobs there. I think there's a lot of mobs above me, inside the quadrant, you could say. Just checking the area here outside, and then... Guess it's time to... Yeah, okay, so it's Drake's... This one dropped the white potion, or elixirs. It's the only one that's in the game that are white, so I know it's an elixir of vitality. That's what I talked about earlier, that down here in the dungeon you can find these elixirs, strength, magic, dexterity and vitality. I think it will drop pretty much 25% all if they dropped it. And I wouldn't say any one are rare than the other. But the witch only sells the first 3, she doesn't sell the vitality ones. So you can sort of beef your... You could actually go in if you on multiplayer and hand in a lot of these to a new player. But if you wanted to beef him up in vitality, that player, then you would have to find the vitalities like I do down here. It's not like they get soul bound. So if I pick it up, I could sort of hand it over to another player. No problem. They aren't worth much for me. I'm just gonna make sure that I've cleared in here. As a sorcerer, I mean. Naturally, because I'm depending on my mana shield. Blood Fountain is like a... By the way, I've talked about these before. It's like pretty much a healing potion lying on the ground. It's indefinitely, you can go and heal there. Each time you click, you'll get 1 hit point. But I think... Well, I know that if I take the vitality here, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go from 22 to 23, and that will give me 1 extra hit point. So it's like 1 vitality is 1 hit point for sorcerer. For rogue, it's every second time you get 1 hit point, and then the next time you'll get 2 hit points. So so meaning pretty much you get 1.5 hit point at average. The warrior will get 2 hit points. And so each class have their sort of strength and weaknesses, you can say, and that also goes for... I might have gotten a lot of aggro here because... By the way, they dropped the book. Very nice. So, just gonna move away. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this guy dropped a shield. I'm just gonna go get my... I already forgot that I had a bow up here. Where I cast the town portal is there. And there was a magic shield as well. I'm just gonna pick that up as well. There we go. Yeah, hello boys. But you can... It's very obvious to see the difference between these ball rocks. They don't have any resists to lightning. So they... If you got them sort of persistent right, they go down like water. Whereas these Asia drakes, they seem to have resist to both. Blue dagger, blue sword, nice. Blue shield. 3 pieces of loot there. Just double checking no mobs are approaching. And this is sort of the equivalent of the blood fountain that was up here. It's just for mana, so this is like an endless mana pot, you could say, on the ground. It's not worth anything, really. I mean, it's much faster to just drink my mana pot. A dagger, so there's the shield left. I'm just gonna mark it again. A town portal. Just to try and remind myself that I got decent loot there. Unbelievable how much damage they can take. Maybe it was due to the structure there, the sort of bone structure, that maybe it was only taking part of the damage. The splash damage. Not that sort of spooked by these, the Balrogs. Balrogs. No, it's Balrogs. I mean, they die pretty fast from the lightning spell, so more like those rigs, because they need like 5-6 fireballs, and they can do a tremendous amount of damage on me before I sort of get them down. There's an armor down here. They're always interesting. But the worst part of these rigs here is actually that they can sort of lock me in place until my bodies get there, and then one I can handle, but two is big trouble already. Yeah, I'd like to clear the area in here if possible. This way I'm sure that my lightning won't go that way. And here you can pretty much see, even though I only have 4 hotkeys, that you have to, on a map like this, you really have to sort of circle through your spells. Very nice. Oh, there was one more I could hear. Oh, hitting the invisible wall again. When the duration of the stone curse runs out, I manage to kill them just before that happens. Alright, cool. So I cleared this little quadrant here. Well, not the quadrant, but the hallways to it. I'm just gonna go pick up the shield up here by the, now that I remember it, because I'm, oh, lots of mobs on my tail now. Yeah. Distance range. got this many mobs following you, it's always a good idea to try to funnel them into sort of a tight space. And that's, as I have the doorways here, it's, difficulty level has risen. Then the best I can do is this sort of where they can be maximum 2 beside each other at the same time. There we go. So, I think my town portal was up here. I just had too much company there. There we go. Yeah, running low. On mana. So, I think I just take this. I got room for the armor, so I'm just gonna take it by my telekinesis spell. Take it off the pedestal, and then take the time and just pick it up. There are probably mobs in there still. So if you, I'm just going to scroll the map. As you can see, this is sort of the first quadrant, the second, and I'm pretty much cleared the third now, so 1 quadrant to go. And I can already see sort of parts of it. Very nice. So the chest can contain pretty much the same items that the mobs can drop on a given level. So that could be but I'm pretty sure that the highest level mobs are the ones below. Oh. That's possibly Bloodlust, he's always here. Just gonna see if I can stone curse her. Yeah, and I should go up to town because I'm really low on mana. And yeah. I'm just gonna go up, guys. Unfortunately, I cannot pick up the shield here. Could be kind of interesting what it was, but yeah. I cannot do this more efficiently, to be honest. I mean, carries the stuff. So, mana shield for when I get down again.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Hit points plus 50, decent for warrior. I mean, at least for beginning.
Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah, not for me, so I'm selling all of it. There we go. And by the way, naturally it's possible to sort of fight the mobs with other spells than these. This is just, in my experience, the most effective way is using primarily Fireball and Chain Lightning and Stone Curse.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So let's see, that was the Dexterity, yes, I'll take it. And a Book of Lightning, got a spell. That's about it. Dropping surplus gold. And yes, if I actually use my escape method, you know, escape quit game, naturally, yeah, I'm gonna
I
use all the
sense a
gold that's
soul
up
in
here
search
on
of
top any item
answers.
that's in town. But that seems only fair. Paying the devil to survive, you could say, that way. So far, I didn't. It wasn't. Yeah, it hasn't been close. Well, not true. Actually, I was really considering it initially when I started on this level because, yeah, it was just really, really rough, I think. So she had a shield. It's there. Just gonna mark it again. And I'm good to continue clearing the last quadrant. There we go. And apparently I sort of stirred her up. Because her initial start was lightning field. Like I said, the special mobs, they have this sort of lightning aura. Not lightning, but light aura, as I do myself. The main reason, by the way, that I'm stone cursing the Balrogs is that just to have them standing still, so they're easier for me to hit with the Chain Lightning spell. It's just about to touch a cauldron there, and I'm really glad I didn't. I'd be really, really annoyed by losing 10% of my total mana. So much actually that I may not do it, but to be honest, it's just such a big thing losing 10% of your total mana. Eventually, when I'm hopefully start to do Hell and getting some even better items than the ones that I have now, you have to use so much time and be lucky about items and the prefix and suffix on those given items in order to raise your mana just a tiny bit. So losing 10% in one chunk is just permanently, it's just unbearable. Besides that, it's just, you know, things. It's pretty much for like a warrior to lose 10% of his strength. It's just that character is hard enough to play already. But even for warrior, it's almost worse because that much of your mana. Because believe it or not, but warrior will actually be quite dependent on for healings, but actually mainly for Stone Curse. And as Stone Curse is such a it works both sort of offensively and defensively in a way that for warrior I might play one at point to show you better. Oh. Can't drop the ring or some. There it is. Got it. Always double checking if I actually do it. So yeah, a bit too many I think here. I'm gonna go up here because this way all the lightning should sort of go in the same direction. direction. And about the break here, it hit me so I could finish the broadcast. That's why that's so annoying.
I cannot carry anymore.
Fair enough. Alright, so far so good. Just gonna clear the area up here first, I think. But the warrior really needs his mana as well, and so does the rogue, of course. So they are even, yeah, they are not in less pain for the blue guys, they can actually charge, just like the, I don't know, horned demons or whatever they're called in the caves. So sometimes you'll see one come flying through the map, because they do it fairly rarely, but they do it now and then. So yeah, it's just an extra ability that they have. Nice distance. But if you ever feel like trying this out, I will recommend hotkeys, because I mean, if you have to circle your spells, look at how they I have to circle through actually my 4 spells now. Fire and Lightning, F5, F6, and then I have Stone Curse to, yeah, using it defensively, well, offensively as well, just to pretty much block or freeze the mob. And then finally I got Teleport. I'm using it mainly defensively in order to get away if I'm getting cornered, or just to want to try and reset the fight by sort of getting out of the mob's way. Get my light radius out of their sort of vicinity, you could say. So about the main fight here, and I have to do the fight just to, you know, get down to Diablo. What I do normally is, first of all, I set up a town portal. This way I have an easy way to get away, an easy escape route, get up to town, get out of the fight. But what I normally do is just
abandon
get
your
in,
foolish quest.
and
All that awaits
then I
you is the
bring
wrath of
whatever
my
ranged
master.
mobs,
You are too late to save the
that will
child.
join the fight.
Now you enjoy it.
So you always have these witches here, and they always drop a blue item. So some people back in the day, and I may at some point, actually they almost sort of made, you could say, runs in order to kill these. Lazarus will drop at least a blue item as well. Can't figure out here on Nightmare difficulty if they are immune to lightning. These guys, they're called advocates. So one of them dropped the ranger, because I think the advocates and the other guys on the level below with Diablo, they are. Okay, much for this. They are the highest tier mob in the game, meaning that they have also a chance to drop some of the highest tier prefix and suffix on the items that they drop. It has to do with the mob's level. So Lazarus here can also drop some really juicy stuff. Fight is fairly easy. I can just stone curse him. Fireballs all day long. He has some resistance, some immunities as well. Even though I think my fireballs are pretty badass, then they're not that badass, I guess. Okay, I'll take the body first. And then he's standing out there right now, so I'm just gonna see if I can find a ring. There it is. Thank you. Just double checking that I have it, and I do. Always do. Sometimes you think you picked it up, but then actually you didn't, and then it's hell to find that.
Your madness ends
So,
here,
drop the
betrayer.
Yeah, probably not that interesting because, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. So that was a full clear, guys. I'm just gonna not go down to the town portal, but go down to Diablo. Just gonna set up my mana shield as always, and final level 16. Again, we got these 4. Just gonna use my infravision here as well. We got these 4 quadrants, and Diablo's standing on. He's always on the bottom right, and he's in there. You can actually see him with all his guards there. This is gonna be pure fireball. I don't need chain lightning for anything, so I'm just gonna go F5 for fireball, F6 for stone curse, and then I got my teleport. That's it pretty much. I wish a stronger fireball spell for Christmas. And I'll get it. It's a hidden wall. Alright, so the knights there, they are not that well. They can pretty much, I think they can one-shot me if I don't have my mana shield up, so they should be respected, definitely. They are sort of the easier mob of the 2 that are here. It's always the same 2 mobs. The ranged here are the advocates, which is top tier of these sort of 12 guys down here. And then the blood knights are sort of top tier of the sort of heavy armored knights. But I actually find this level easier than the last one because the Balrogs and the Asia Drakes, they're just counter. Sorcerers are good. Maybe it's just guys. From doing numerous sort of runs here. On other characters. So what you want with these knights, they're slow. But you want to keep your distance. And you don't want to get hit by them, that's for sure. So I can use my teleport to make some distance. Then I want them to come. I want them to come to me in a straight line. Ouch. My stone curse ability as well. So, first quadrant, the one around Diablo is sort of cleared, and I'm engaging in the second quadrant, always all the same setup here, 4 quadrants, just like my last one, 16, which is the final level. Back here. Yeah, that's it, I'm out of mana. Oh, wrong spell there. So, just making ready that I have... I'm just making sure I have my mana shield ready. That's what I wanted to say.
Your stop.
So, he has a story
Hello,
after
my
the
friend.
Lazarus, and then
Stay a while
business
and
as usual.
listen.
Not too bad. Ring of the Heavens, 15 to all, so it's actually better than what I had. It was the ring that dropped from one of the... Oh. I think it's the ring that dropped from the Advocate. So let's see. I still lead my fire resist, that's for sure. But I'll probably exchange. Yeah, of course. I had 13 to all stats before, and now I got 15, so it's slightly better. Well, it's a big thing, actually. So,
Well,
keep the
what
other
can I do
now,
for you?
because if it has... it has fire resist, my other ring. And I need it pretty badly. The Advocates are shooting fire, and I'm currently at 55% fire resist. If I had 0, I couldn't really play down there. I'd just take too much damage. The Advocates are usually sort of placed in packs, so you can risk coming around the corner and just take a ton of fireballs.
I sense a soul
But
in search of
Lazarus
answers.
dropped this one. What do you say? Almost 30,000 gold in one staff. Holy crap. I don't even think it's worth that much. Lords is like more like a melee, and fireballs, yeah sure, but I can do that myself. I don't think it's worth that at all, but that's how the game sort of do the math on what things are worth, I guess. Putting these 2 items to... Ooh, there's a Book of Chain Lightning. That's a much better gift for me, you could say. So, I'll increase my Chain Lightning spell. Let's see, currently we have level 4, 27 mana, 4 to 62. And now it's 26 mana, 4 to 62. So 1 mana cheaper, not too bad. Meaning I can spam more.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
I'm just gonna fill up here with normal, or not normal, but small mana pots. And I'm not even gonna bring a scroll of Infravision. I think I can handle this level without, or at least I'm gonna try for now. Kind of him, he actually dropped one of you get too close, by the way, to the Advocates, they will sort of kill sort of that defense, you could say, with the warrior. So yeah, massive pack in here as well. Then I would actually stone curse this guy, and you can see he's stone cursed now, even though he's on the other side of the wall. He's standing completely still, whereas the others are sort of moving due to their breathing, I suppose. So, yeah. If I were, for instance, to stone curse the guy that I just killed here, then I would probably, if he's standing there and I got a mob there, then I'll sort of use the stone curse spell here. As he's nearest to where I'm sort of right-clicking, it would be him that'd be stone cursed, but you can see now this guy got stone cursed instead, because he's inside a certain radius and he's the nearest, so he will be the one who's stone cursed. If I do it sort of right between two mobs, that'd be there. It's still the nearest to me, at least in this case. But it's good to know, you know, how the sort of mechanics of the spells are. Anyway, 2 quadrants cleared. Got a nice fat pack here of advocates. Gonna see if I can tank it. Ring drop. Before I do anything else, safety first, so pulling up my belt. Oh, we got business. And accidentally, I actually hit one of the advocates, so I could hear him moaning. Just gonna look for the ring. There it was. Hello. And if you got 2 mobs where you already sort of cursed one of them, and then if you sort of misclick, then you can actually curse them off and already cursed. It's not like the spell will sort of actually help you and sort of stone curse the right mob, you could say, or the other mob. Making a huge circle here, so if there was a major pack around the corner, then I won't sort of walk straight into them. When I get a little stronger later with stronger fireball spells, larger mana pool, then I can move a bit more sort of aggressively, but at the moment any time I see a mob, Scroll of Golem is decent money, so I'll take it. There is one rare mob. He's always here, and he's standing right there because I can see he's called Sorcerer. He's a blood knight, like the other sort of Slow moving heavy hitter, highly armored, but not that resistant to spells. So pretty easy great sorcerer here. Yeah, and he's always there. He has abilities to drop uniques as well. Yeah. Big fool here. Now I got out of light radius of most of them. So they stop firing. I guess the main reason why I got so much aggro is because I got aggro from inside the sort of fenced area, and then there was off in front of me as well. So I sort of got, you could say, straight fire and then flanking fire. That was a bit too much. So is this, so I'm trying to do a couple of shots and I'm not eating all the fireballs anymore. And imagine having no fire resist here, that would be really lethal. Just gonna restack here. So yeah, first time on Nightmare, first time on Hell, goes without saying. It's always worth to say. I got a feeling this episode here will be probably a couple of hours long, because that's a little unfortunately. Constantly sitting with like one finger on my belt, so I can replenish my mana. So, up to town. Too low in mana for on that fight. Oh, yeah, I could repair down here. Sure, I will.
Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, wait a second. I actually got a ring. Forgot about that.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Not bad. I'm so lucky with the drops because Zodiac is a really, really rare stat actually. So as you can see, yeah, it's a small upgrade, but it's still an upgrade. So I'll take it. The 15 all stat. Now I can sell the 13 all. I won't ever use that because the 15 all, of course, 15 all goes without saying is better than 13 all. So I'm gonna keep the 15 all.
Whoa! What can I do for you?
And I think actually I'm gonna sell the magic ring as well here because I think
Whoa,
magic damage
what can I do
is
for
the
you?
least of my concerns. Not too bad. So 2 Zodiac items already. So Zodiac can go between from 16 all to 20 all. And I got a 16 and a 19. Not too bad. And current mana pool is 630. With little luck, the witch has something to sell.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Elixir magic, yes please. Oh, Book of Chain Lightning, oh yes please. And Book of Firewall, yeah, I'll take that as well. So 2 extra mana points, 632, and Chain Lightning, let's see. Currently level 5, 26 mana, 4 to 62. Now 25 mana, 4 to 62. Like I said, sometimes it could be, I've said that previously, but sometimes it could be...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
that you can get an extra lightning.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
From learning another spell of Chain Lightning. And we're good to go. So experience, I still need 1.3 million. Almost 1.4. Alright. So I'm trying to see if I can lure one of them out, but it seems to work well. They are either using the spell phasing, where they sort of get randomly teleported around, I think they actually are, or they are using teleport like this. So I'm just gonna check if there was one Ragnar out there. I think there was actually, I think I saw one up here as well. Maybe not. Okay, but it's not that big of a deal. So, up in top left quadrant, just showing you all the map here, there's always a lever, and when you open the lever, you open this small door into the second quadrant, and that's what I just did. See if anyone falls. got this rare mob down here. Mr. Gorish. No resistance. No it's like the other guys, probably more hit points. Ooh. He actually dropped a unique. Looks awesome. Fortunately not for Sorcerer, but it's decent helm for Warrior actually. I'll show you why. When I get it out of the fight. But nevertheless, I feel pretty blessed about my drops. That includes an elixir of dexterity, thank you. There we go. So this lever always opens the walls in the third quadrant down here. So it opens actually 4 pieces of wall there. So now I can get in there. And save teleport all the way down there. To a certain angle like here. So it's really packed in there with melee as well as range. So what I'm doing is usually just a peek and then out again. I can then bring the sort of melee to me. And one of them was sort of sneaky there. Only managed to kill a single one, but there's some, and I have to use a lot of my mana just to sort of block their way. There's 2 more. So yeah, I had to retreat quite a bit there. And yeah, I'm not teleporting down there right now to see if anyone was left, because I risk sort of teleporting into a lot of mobs that I don't want to. So what I do is just gonna peekaboo the same spot, because I want all the melees out. Gonna wait a little bit, but it seems... Oh, this was 1. And it's pretty much... it's the same way I clear on hell difficulty eventually, if I get that far. So, peekaboo. And now to make sure I'm not getting sort of shot in or cornering myself, I'm gonna go up here just as before. And yeah, I'm gonna make another peekaboo here. Doesn't seem like I got any of the melees out, but I'm gonna do a last little peek here. There's still an option that one of them sort of came from afar and he will come from behind, so you should be cautious about that. So let's see if I can sort of tank this. When you're using sort of spamming stone throws, make sure you don't run out of mana. While using fireballs, which I was there. After all, Stone Curse is still 42 mana per curse, so just cursing 4 guys is like 240, that's more than a third of my total mana pool. Because the guy I was aiming for was actually the one right in front of me here, but because he teleported away, too many other guys. Scroll into vision, yeah, so I'll just use it. Let's see. Book drops in a row, not too bad. Just gonna go out and read them. Thank you. It's like a library in there. I have 2 levers in here and you have to open both. I'm just gonna open one. Then you'll open the walls into the big baddie himself, namely Diablo. One outside, so I might as well kill him. He seems pretty easy compared to the other pack. And even though these mobs are rather, you could say, annoying to kill compared to many other mobs, especially for warrior, I have to see them as friends, sort of, because they are the ones that have the ability to really high skill. Yeah, as you can see, the walls here are closed in the final quadrant, and when I open the second lever, 4 sort of big openings were made. I'm just gonna double check here that I have all the stragglers. That seems like it. I can even teleport around them. Scared of that. Alright. So, I need more mana for the final fight. And I might as well sort of go right ahead and say I'm not gonna try and kill Diablo now. I think I want to do 2-3 runs here on Nightmare before I continue on Hell difficulty. And it has to do
Hello,
with
my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Probably better loot, and I could use a couple more levels as well. When you start, as far as I recall anyway, when you start on Hell difficulty, your resist will be reduced. I think it's -50 or maybe it's -20. I'll see when I get there. So you're at a disadvantage from the start, you could say. So I would buy a little better items, but I might just have to start out with what I got. Anyway,
Well,
let's sell.
what can I do for you?
Not got a Damarung, but the club, and I'm just gonna show you the item here. So it's a very special item, and it is a unique. So 22 all stats, that's very, very nice. It's actually insanely nice. 60 armor is also, I think it's the best armored helmet in the game. Almost. I think there can be some kind of blue. If you can find the heaviest armor in the game, the normal item, and then with the specific, very rare prefix or suffix, then it can get higher. But it's about as high as you can get armor from a headpiece item. -4 damage from enemies is also very good. But here's the default. All your resistances are 0, and you got -40% light radius. So you have a hard time. The mobs they won't attack you. You have 40% less sort of aggro range, but all resistance equals 0. It's just too dangerous, especially, I'd say, for warrior as well. So it's not an item I would use. Yeah, sure, maybe in some of the first levels, but
Whoa,
not here
what
later
can I
on.
do
It's
for you?
dangerous. So I'm repairing my own stuff here. That's about it. I think I might pick up Infravision. I don't really need it, but it's mainly to show you how what I'm trying to do here is doing a full clear without killing Diablo. I don't know if I can handle him. I don't know if I'm strong enough. And then I'll have to sort of leave all my gold up here in an attempt to kill him, and it just seems a little stupid.
I sense a soul in search of
I'm not getting anything
answers.
out of it. I'm getting 0 experience. If he actually dropped an item, I can't pick it up because the game ends there right away. But I'd like to clear all the mobs. They are nice, juicy experience, and they can have a chance to drop some really nice loot. So let's see.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
To offer.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So what I do is pretty much the same in the last quadrant. I'm gonna try to get the melee mobs out first, without getting too many of the ranged mobs. Sometimes some of them will sort of teleport out or facing or whatever they're using, but it's not my intention, you can say. Another thing I'm doing is that I'm placing a town portal, so if I actually accidentally aggro Diablo, I won't, because I know that I can get this is pretty much as far as I can get without aggroing too much. Then I get a couple of mobs out here that I can... I'm trying not to get a wrong angle, you can say, so that some of my fireballs go straight in and aggro Diablo. I think I can go a little bit closer. Not a lot though. Got one more here. So Diablo is standing in the middle, and if I hit him with a fireball or any kind of spell, he will come charging at me. So what I do next is that I pretty much keep this distance here, not closing, I'm not sort of hugging the wall, but pretty much in the middle, and I'll just walk in a straight line. I'll get some aggro from the range, but it's okay. I won't get aggro from Diablo. And usually I'll get 3. If I'm unlucky, I'll get 1 from the south. And I'm doing pretty much the same here, trying to keep sort of the same distance to the walls and stuff. Huge pile here of the knights, so I think I'm gonna go in the other direction to use the teleport spell here. It was unfortunately, but yeah, you should do this if you haven't got now I'm hugging the wall because I don't want to aggro anymore. I got plenty to do already. If if I had continued the other way around, I would get more aggro. So always sort of follow your own track back. As you can see, I'm not getting aggro when I'm not even from the range. When I'm sort of hugging the wall here. Just fits with the distance. So that my light rage doesn't aggro. Normally it won't. It could aggro some because I've stirred up the hive a little bit. So some of the advocates of the ranged in there, they could have moved a bit. Some of the big shoot after me means that they could phasing ability, their discount teleport. So, and then the last pack here. Same procedure, so I'm just walking straight by this way. One of them, by the way, by the range got out there, I saw that. What I gotta do is I gotta dump aggro, go behind a wall, wait a little bit, then come out and get. And now I thought I dumped the aggro, but the range, now I didn't. And they lost my life rages. So I think there was one easy picking. There was one range that got out of Diablo's lair here, down here. It's like, he may have sort of returned now, he's still there. Not bad. That's a ton of money at least. So, what I want to do now is aggro Diablo actually. But I want to sort of... I want to kill the rest of his mobs, but not him. He's faster than me, but on the other hand now I got teleport, so technically I'm faster than him. I'm gonna remove my town portal to up here, and then I plan to go in this way, aggro him, then come out this way, or sort of have him follow me. Easier to just show you. So now he's coming. I have to be aware that when he casts his... he's got a spell called Apocalypse. It's one there. He will interrupt my spell cast. I can dump his aggro by... if he loses my light radius. So I want to make sure he's in here. Yeah, he's after me still. Trying to keep distance to him, but not too much. And then I'm gonna port back, and now I sort of dumped Diablo's aggro. He'll be lost up there in the maze, so yeah. It took me a bit of a while to figure this out, and it's not... I'd say it's a cheesy move, but... it's part of the game, really, and... yeah, it's not without risk what you're doing, so I'm quite okay with it. I'm not here to kill him. I'm probably a bit too weak. I'd like a level or two more before I try to kill him. And if I kill him, it's only for show. He doesn't... I think he gives no more experience than a regular mob, so it's not worth the effort. And then this movie sort of starts afterwards, which are pretty much forced to see as well. So yeah, it's like do something that's risky and then get rewarded by it's fine with the movie, but that's fun to look at for the 7th time. So I'm a bit low on mana now. I'm just gonna get out of line of sight here. Replenish. And charging again. But it's very good experience, and like I said, the mobs below here have less chance. They are the highest mobs, and Blood Knights. Two mobs that are always here on the lower level. One more here. But yeah, so prefix Actually, it's a suffix, I think. Zodiac. It's one of the best sort of suffixes. There are also dragons, which will give you up to it's from, I think, from 50 to 60 mana, or from 51 to 60 mana points. And then there's obsidian, is resist all. So I think, and it's resist all from, is it 31 to 40% resist all. Otherwise it's called, I think, Jade. So you could have, for example, Jade Amulet of the Zodiac. That would be some kind of resist all, and then the from 16 to 19 to all attributes. I think we're clear. Finding one more, and Diablo survives for at least one more episode, maybe two. I hope you don't feel too cheated. I promise I'll take him eventually, and I'll put it in the description. But it's pretty much the same fight as in normal. At least I'll try to engage him with when I take him, and it's only for show. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need some more space here in order to pick up all my gold.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while
So
and
the Gothic
listen.
Blade, 105% extra armor. It'll probably
Well, what can I do for you?
15,000. 22,000. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. I'll repair my stuff. And I'm gonna pick up my own sort of loot. And I had a ton of gold up here by the witch. Until we see each other again, I'm gonna spend as much as the gold as possible on books and spell books, and on elixirs that can boost my strength, magic, or dexterity. And if I'm really lucky, there'll be some item by the blacksmith that is better than what I have already, but I kind of doubt it, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah. So I just want to see if she actually has a book or something.
I
like
sense a soul
Well,
in search of
interesting.
answers.
There's an elixir of strength. Sure, I can take that. And a book of time portal. I'll take it as well. Just need books.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
I'll take any books I can get, and yeah, I'll show you eventually why.
I have no room.
You have no room. Alrighty, there we go. Now you do. So currently got 112,000 gold. 14.7 mil, and I need 15.5 to reach level 30. And I'm gonna do at least one more run on Nightmare, maybe two, and then I'll kill Diablo on Nightmare difficulty eventually when I feel like it. So I hope you don't feel too cheated, guys, but if you do, then watch the episode where I actually killed Diablo on normal difficulty. Yeah, same fight really, this is just a bit harder. So, as usual, guys, thanks you a lot for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye.